Welcome to Becoming Limitless. This is the podcast for entrepreneurs who want to optimize their brain and their body with biohacking. I'm going to teach you how to eliminate brain fog and upgrade your health so you can have more productivity, energy, and growth in your business. I'm your host, Tanessa Shears. Let's jump in. Hey, welcome back to the podcast. I'm excited to have you here today. So I have been doing this thing lately where I love to sit outside in the morning. So at our new house, we have this massive deck that's on the back. And the beautiful thing is it's a south-facing deck. So we have east and sunrise on one side and west and sunset on the other side. Now, you guys know I love to get up really early. That's just my chronotype. That's who I am. So I've been getting up, 5:15 for the last week and sitting out on my deck, watching the sunrise, getting my vibe right, getting everything all set up for the day so that I can have an amazing day. Except today pretty much was the coldest day that we've had in a long time. And when I say cold, I mean it was like 19 degrees Celsius, which is not that cold. But in the mornings, it was pretty brisk this morning. And I'm sitting out there and I noticed my hands start to get really cold. And so then I wanted to kind of create the notes for this podcast episode. And my hands were too cold to type. And I was like, oh man. So I had to come in and run my hands under hot water to heat them up. But my hands are officially warmed up for the most part, and I'm so excited to be telling you guys all about playing with biohacking. But there's something we need to talk about first. So if you're listening to this episode on the day it is released, then tomorrow, August 4th, there is a masterclass that I'm running, a free masterclass, and you do not want to miss this. It is called Raise Your Energy. I'm running it at 11:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Guess what it's about? It's all about how to have high vibe, high energy days in your business, because we know that your productivity is largely dependent on your energy. So we are going to cover the things that go into having consistent energy days, how to build it up, how to check where you're losing your energy and how to be consistent with it. And I'm going to give you each step that I follow when, I'm either in a rut or if I'm having a day where yes, I've got a lot to do. This needs to be a high energy day. You are getting my step-by-step, super simple plan that I follow. And the most important part about this masterclass is I'm going to teach you how to hold the energy, how to hold on to it, because it's one thing to be able to get your energy up. It's a whole other thing to be keeping it consistently and be one of those high vibe people that, are able to show up to your business with all of that energy. So join me for this masterclass tomorrow, Tuesday, August 4th. So you can go to tanessashears.com/raise your energy. I will leave a link in the description. Don't miss out on this free training. All right, so let's jump into talking about how to play with biohacking. And we know from talking before that biohacking is all about optimizing our environment. And I'm not just talking about the environment outside of you, but the environment inside of you as well. Why do we do this? Because we want more focus. We want more productivity. We want energy. We want our business to grow. And by being able to show up to it consistently with this high energy, we can grow our businesses a lot faster, right? Well, today we are going to be working on the inside of our brain, so that internal environment, and thinking about mindset. And that's kind of where I came up with this idea that I've been obsessed with lately about playing with biohacking. Now, if you remember back in episode 1, I talked about why biohacking is like a match made in heaven for entrepreneurs. I fully believe that it is the next wave of growth for entrepreneurs. I mean, right now, everyone is talking about, you got to have the right strategy to grow your business, and you got to have the right people in place, and the team, and the mindset, and all of that stuff. But I truly believe that the entrepreneurs that have that competitive edge and that are able to pull ahead, stay ahead, and get ahead are the ones that are optimizing their brain. And how do I do that? With biohacking. Now, here's why I think it's so perfect for us as entrepreneurs. We are all about experimentation and testing with a goal in mind. Think of any time you do a product or a service launch, or when you run ad copy, or when you write something or release a podcast episode, anything that you're doing in your business, and you are experimenting. Are people responding to this? What do we think? If I spent this much on ads, am I getting money back? It's all about that return on investment. And that's to me what biohacking is. We don't have a ton of time, so we need to be prioritizing it correctly by doing the biohacks and the health things that get us the biggest return on investment. The other thing that makes us good at it is we know not to be attached to the outcome. So when we're running our businesses, we know that it's going to have a lot of failures in it. That's just part of running a business, right? Well, the same thing with biohacking. We're not going to be attached to the outcome. We are doing things for the purpose of optimization and for learning and for fun. And we're not just doing it for the end goal, whether that be a sharper brain, whether that be down 40 pounds, whether that be having 5-figure months in your business. Like, there are so many things that we aim to not be attached to. And I think that's what really makes entrepreneurs excel, not only in their business, but biohacking. And as entrepreneurs, I also think we're really good at taking risks. I think that's what makes us good entrepreneurs, right? We're amazing at being disciplined. We know what it takes to sit down and go to work. We're persistent. We are resourceful. If we don't know what's going on or how to fix something, we hire the people to do it. We investigate, we take courses. That's just inherently who we are, right? And we're efficient and we're productive. And all of these things also make us good biohackers because we need to be persistent. And when things aren't working, we need to be resourceful and disciplined, right? There's that constant desire for improvement. And that really is what biohacking is about. There's no end result where you have reached the ultimate biohacking state. It's something that you are constantly stepping forward to and stepping into. And I mean, even as my entire business is centered in the health and wellness space and in biohacking, I have tapped into so few of the things that I would love to explore one day. I mean, if you look at just the list of different ways you can do biohacking, my gosh, it is so long that I can't even imagine keeping up because I really want to nail one area and be consistent and then keep improving. So I always feel like there is places to grow and places to go, not only in my business, but in my health as well, right? I mean, it's the essence of who we are. But here is the other reason that entrepreneurship and biohacking are so well married. Think about this. Entrepreneurship and optimizing your brain are the same. It's all about the game. So think about this. Like, for me personally, when I got into being a business owner, I really got addicted to the game of it. Meaning, you show up, you try something, you fail, you win, you fail, you lose, you upgrade, you win a bunch. There is that ongoing game where you are always playing and figuring out what works and trying new things and pivoting and shifting. Well, optimizing your brain is the same. It's a game. Like, I have so much fun with my health. Like, really, you should take a look at my nightside table. I mean, if you look at the thing right on my nightside table right now, here's what you would see. You would see about 6 earplugs because they fall out during the night, and I like to have a stash handy so that I can reach over the middle of the night. I know where they are, put it back in my ear. I have my fan remote control so that I can keep my temperature controlled in my room. I have a sleep mask. I have my red lensed blue light blocking glasses, which I wear every night. I have a sound machine. I have different scented oils. I have some chamomile. I have some lavender. There are so many things that go into biohacking my sleep, and this is so fun. I love improving my sleep, and I love getting up and checking my sleep scores, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, for example, last night, we watched the season finale of Loki, the whole Marvel series that's revolved around the character Loki. So we finished watching that last night, and you know what? My sleep felt that, even if I had my red glasses on and I went through my night routine. But I think it's fun. Like, I love seeing what I do show up in the data, even if it's not always perfect, meaning it wasn't like, oh, I didn't have the most amazing sleep, but here is exactly why. Like, that is so fun to me, and I feel like that's genuinely why I am so consistent with my health and why I am so consistent with my efforts and why I'm so positive about it all the time. Because here is when it feels hard. And this goes for entrepreneurship, and this goes for biohacking your brain, optimizing your body, all of the things. It feels hard when you're playing to win. So here, think about this in your business. When you are playing in your business and all you're focused on is that money goal, I need to hit that revenue, I need to hit that number of clients, this is all that matters right now, you end up thinking that when you'll get there, your life will be better, everything will be solved, you'll never have any problems again. I know we don't actually believe this, but I think on some level we like to think that this might be true. And we're always so focused ahead that we spend all our time now living in anxiety and worry and overwhelm and stress and to-dos and frantics, and we are all caught up in our lists. And even if we get through our to-do list, the whole rest of our day is thinking about what more we could have done or what we have to do tomorrow. And all we are focused on is winning. And it becomes not very fun. The same goes for your health. When you are always biohacking to have perfect scores and to never, have a day where your scores dip below a certain point on your Fitbit or your Oura Ring, or you're always looking at the scale and using that as your scorecard. When you are always playing to win and see your weight go down or see your strength in the gym go up, if that is the only focus, you lose the ability to play. And when I say play, I just mean have fun, show up, be in what you're doing, be in your workouts, enjoy the food you're eating, have fun planning it. Where is the play? So the only reason that biohacking and keeping on track with your workouts and eating well consistently and going to bed on time, the only reason that feels hard for you is likely because you are playing to win and you are watching the score. What am I getting out of it? Where are my results? How come they aren't here yet? How come I don't feel better yet? But when you play just to play, you win anyways. So think about it. This is how I view my health. I play to play. There are definitely days where I'm not playing at my best, but that's fine. I don't have a problem with that because I don't see it as a setback that decreases my score or moves me away from my goal. I'm playing just to have fun because it's easy and it's something I want to embody as who I am as an entrepreneur. I am someone who runs an amazing business and I also take care of myself and my health and my brain. And it's all fun and I enjoy doing it. I don't complain about it. I don't tell myself it's restrictive or time consuming or hard. I love playing. And that is why it is so easy to stick to it. It's about trusting and playing and being in the moment of what you're doing instead of obsessing about when your result is coming. So think about this, when you go to the gym, and you are, let's say for me, I love my Peloton classes on my bike. When I am in that class and I love if you're a Peloton person, I love a good 20-minute Matt Wilpers class. He is an instructor that has this sneaky 9-minute warm up and you're just oh yeah, no problem. But by the end, my heart rate is averaging in the 170s the whole class, which is absolutely insane. But that whole time, I'm just thinking about this feels so good in my body and I feel alive right now. And I love how this feels. I can't wait to do this again. What a privilege to get to be in this space where I can just rip it on my bike or go lift up something heavy and press it overhead. You know what I mean? I'm really focusing on in that moment of being present. And I'm not thinking, well, if I just pedal a little harder on this bike or if I crank up the tension, then I'm going to get a high score and I probably won't feel like I'm so bloated tomorrow or I might lose weight or, then I'm going to really be able to knock 5 extra things off my to-do list because I'm so productive. Now I spend my time in the moment playing. I dance on my bike and I'm not even going to lie. Sometimes I whip my ponytail around. And I do that in the privacy of my home because if I did that in the gym, I'm sure people would think I'd be crazy, but I have so much fun with it. And that is why I show up over and over again. What are you focused on while you are engaged in your health? When you are getting ready for your night routine, when you are eating your healthy whole food lunch, when you are gearing up for that workout or in the middle of it, where is your brain? Are you complaining? This is hard. I don't want to do this. I shouldn't have to do this. This shouldn't be hard. What are you focused on? Where are your brain? Where is your brain? And more important than that, who are you being in that moment? Are you proud of who you're being? Does it feel good? Where is your energy? What is your vibe like? I totally love that question of like, am I being who I want to become? So when I picture Tanessa as CEO of my company 5 years from now, I have a vision of her. She is like on top of her game. She is extra focused. She is showing up consistently. She's getting all her workouts in. It's like a version of I am who today, but like even on a higher vibe. And I love thinking about that. There's boundaries in my work. I am present in my out of work time. I love focusing on my health because of what I get out of it. Like, who am I being in my moments today? Well, I'm being that person, because the more time I spend being who I want to be in 5 years and playing, the faster I am going to become her. And I see this like all the time. I was talking earlier about watching the score. I have clients that do this. And I can tell you right now that the clients that I have that undertake health and biohacking and optimization and wellness, the clients that I have that do it for the purpose of a result only, always struggle with consistency. They are always watching the scale to determine whether something is working or not, whether it is fast enough or not. They are watching their sleep scores and lamenting over why their awake time is so high or why they're not getting enough REM sleep. And their brains are constantly engaged in the result and the score and why am I not doing enough? And what is wrong? What could possibly be wrong? These are the same clients who come to me and say, no sugar, no flour is too restrictive, or workouts are hard, or this is too time consuming. Well, of course, if you're only showing up to do it for the weight on the scale, what is going to happen is that you are not playing. It is not fun. You won't be consistent. So you will have days or weeks where you choose not to engage in your lifestyle anymore, in your wellness, in your biohacking. And what will happen is you will stop getting results. So then you will be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I let it slip. Monday, I'm starting again Monday. And you will start having fun and engaging and playing. But then as soon as you are not doing that, you quit. And this is where that cycle goes. When you're not doing it for fun and it's just a result, that's where consistency becomes a problem, right? So the people that do it only for the results can do it. And I'm going to tell you, they do get results. Like if you just, do the simple work, you will sleep better, you will eat better, you will have better stress. But here's the thing, it's not going to feel as good as if you were playing. And like I said, those are the people who fall off the bandwagon or have to work hard at it to keep up with eating well. So one of the strategies that I actually shared with one of my clients a couple months ago, she was finding that she was no longer playing and she was looking at the scale and becoming preoccupied with how many workouts and how long and how much should we switch up our food, what's going on. And I invited her to start playing by learning. So one thing that I notice for me is when I find that I'm engaged in what I'm doing. So like if I'm reading a book on health and wellness, I find that if I'm watching YouTube videos that I'm learning something new and I am purposely and intentionally engaged in what I am growing in, it feels fun. There's play. I engage in learning. And this is what I told her. And at the time, she was finding that her relationship with exercise was getting a little shaky. She felt that it was becoming almost to the point where she was having to work out all these times just to make sure her weight moved, and it was losing the play in it. So what I had her do was I gave her the challenge to engage in learning. So I actually have a YouTube channel that I absolutely love, and it's called Athlean X. And if I remember, I'll link to it in the description of the podcast episode. But this guy is an ex-physio, and he has a YouTube channel with like 10 million subscribers or something like that. But his education about movement is so on point. Now, consider this. I have been teaching fitness classes and personal training since 2008. I have seen a lot of YouTube channels come and go. This guy is top-notch, phenomenal. The way he teaches is phenomenal. So anyways, go check him out. But what I did was I gave her the task of learning about why you're working out, what muscles are involved, how to really enhance certain movements. And I got her having fun and learning. And then she started realizing like, oh my gosh, when I work out, I didn't really realize that this was the muscle I was using, and it became fun again. And she began to play. And that's where the magic starts coming in. And that's where the consistency starts coming in. And I can do that with everything from sleep to movement to stress. Find a way to engage and to grow your curiosity. That's a way to think about it. If you are constantly staying curious about what you are doing, you won't get bored. Trust me. If I'm always staying curious in the next Peloton workout, oh my gosh, what's coming up this week? What can I bookmark? What ones I'm going to do this week? Like for me, I get excited about that. It's what makes it fun, right? And everything is playing and fun for me. And that's why health comes so easily to me. And it's definitely a strategy you can adopt too. Like other things I really enjoy. I enjoy finding new recipes. Like I love sitting down on Pinterest and being like, ooh, what is a new kind of salad that I could have this week so that I can change up my vegetable intake and, make sure there's a lot of variety? Or, oh, what is a different way to, structure my eating? Or what is a new book I could read? Or what is a new workout I could look up? I'm constantly testing things. I get up in the morning, I check my Oura Ring, I check my Fitbit, I compare them. What's the difference? I make spreadsheets. It's fun. And you don't have to do all of these to have fun, but you need to find a way to play and get in the vibe. And what I mean by the vibe is that state where it feels fun and good and easy to be engaged. And this is also not saying that you have to be in this state all the time, but you need to be self-aware enough to recognize when you're not in it and when it is making biohacking and following your health plan harder. And then choosing to switch into a state where you're having fun again. And one of the things I find about a vibe is people can feel it. Like when you are just, you're confident, you're showing up and you're killing it in your business and you feel good in your body and you slept well. Like people can feel your vibe. And I spend focused time each morning raising my vibe. It is a priority for me. And here's the thing. I've talked about this before. Morning routines do not have to be, I have an hour and a half and I meditate and I journal. Like if you have time for that, great. I have an 18-month-old. I don't have time for that because this is my business time. This is when I create. This is when I record podcasts. So what do? I create a little bit of space in my morning, even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's 15 minutes. Because everyone has 5 minutes, even if you're telling me you don't. Take 5 minutes and decide what kind of vibe you're going to start your day off. And I take time to do that. And I always ask myself, what can I do right now to jump into fun and play? How could this be fun today? And the only reason, like I said, everything is easy is because it's all about just how I'm feeling. So things I love to do in the morning do include having a cup of coffee. I do love watching the sunrise, even though it was a little cold this morning and my hands were feeling a little stiff after. I really enjoy, doing mindset trainings or listening to something motivational and borrowing their thoughts to really amp up my own. I love thinking about my clients and what they're going through. I love thinking about my business and the possibilities of it and what I can release and what I can create. But I want to communicate this one thing more than anything else. Why do I do this? Why do I care about playing with biohacking to optimize my brain for more productivity, energy, and focus in my business? Why do I do it? I do it because of my energy as an entrepreneur. So not only does that affect back-end variables in my business, like your behind the scenes, things like my energy really contributes to my ability to be super productive and focused. Like, have you ever tried to be focused when you're tired? It doesn't work. It's really hard. But my energy affects my mood and my creativity and how present I feel on my coaching calls. Like, the back end variables are huge. But more than that, it's how I show up and what I put out into the social media worlds, the email worlds, talking to you right now on the podcast. I want to be high vibe. I want to show up and give you something interesting to listen to, not only with content, but with how I speak. Like, I put thought into this when I'm communicating with you guys. Like, I like things to be exciting. I like the rhythm and the tone of my voice to be changing and speed it up and then slow it down because it keeps it interesting and it communicates to you that I'm having fun and this is fun and I love it and I'm playing. And I think that things like in the Instagram stories, like I'm always on Instagram stories, I like to show up like this there too, because here is the truth in your business. People want to be around high vibe people that are having fun and enjoying themselves. It's literally part of my marketing strategy to stay high energy. Did you know that? Like, people that are constantly in my sphere of energy, like my clients, they absorb my energy. They learn from it. They learn how to do it, right? And part of it is definitely my clients are working with me because they find that they're better people when they're in my world, when they're around my high energy and this is fun and, let's be accountable. What do you want to try? What do you want to play with? What would be fun? What's going to get you results? They like who they are. They like how they show up. They like the action they take. That is why I've had clients that have worked with me for years and then they'll take a break and they'll want to do it on their own. But they'll come back. And I've had clients that I have worked with on and off for over 6 years. I've had personal training clients that have been with me since 2014. And we're in 2021 right now. That's 7 years. And it's not because there's anything crazy different that I teach them year after year. It's just because when you're around people that are high energy and fun and high vibe, you show up the way you want to be. High energy, fun, high vibe, if that's what you want. They love the action they take in their business when they have, spent a call with me talking about, okay, how can we help your focus? What would help your week flow smoother? What's your sleep been like? How can we plan out the actions for your business this week? They take action and it's fun. And they're so excited to report back the next week. Like, oh my gosh, I just had a high figure month in my business. Can you believe it? I had such great sleeps all week. You should see the workouts I hit. I've never been that consistent. Because here's the truth. Nobody wants to work with someone who is tired or low energy or down all the time. And not only is what I teach amazing for your brain health and your body, but it's amazing for your business because you start showing up as the type of person that people want to be around. They want to buy your products. They want to work with you. They want to be in your sphere of influence because you make them better. This is why I work with entrepreneurs, because I have seen how much it affects me and I want to pass that on to you. So I got an offer for you. Do you want to be in my vibe? Do you want to have those weeks where you are just like, I am just on a high after that session and I'm feeling inspired and I just want to take action and it's so much fun. Do you want to learn how to do it all? The sleep, the food, the movement, how to take care of yourself, how to turn your brain off at the end of the day, how to relax, spend time with people you care about and still kill it in your business and most of all, make it fun. Book a consultation call with me. It's an hour. We're going to get on. You're going to get to be in my world for an hour. You're going to get a sample of what it's like to spend some time with me. And we're going to talk all about you, what you're going through, how I can help you, what we need to improve the most. And most important, I'm going to tell you how to make it fun. And I'm going to offer to work with you at the end. And if it's a good fit, we move forward. And if not, you got to see what it's like to be in a high energy space and how to take that with you. So link is in the description if you want to book a 1-hour consultation call with me to talk about working together. But remember, like I said at the beginning, Raise Your Energy Masterclass tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. Pacific, 2:30 Eastern. It's going to be so good. I'm going to teach you how I have energy like this all the time. It's my overview of what I like to do, how I hold on to it, how I keep it, what's going on, how do I look for what's not working, all of that in the masterclass. Link is in the description. TanessaShears.com/raiseyourenergy. If you want to get in my world, be with me live, click on that link and sign up. I'm so excited to see you at that masterclass. And if you've missed it because you're listening to this at some episode in the future, well, I'm sure I've got something running or some other masterclass or free training that you can get your hands on. So just head over to my Instagram at Tanessa Shears. You're always going to be kept up to date with what offers I have, the free masterclasses I'm teaching right now. And I'm so excited to connect with you over there. So have a wonderful week, you guys. I challenge you to play. Make it fun. How could you look forward to it? Ask yourself, how could this be fun? How could I make it fun? What would have to change? And then do it and watch how you show up in your business. Have a great week. Bye. Ready to begin each day feeling energized and focused? I'd love to work with you one-on-one. In my Becoming Limitless program, you're going to learn how to optimize your brain and body with science and biohacking so you can be highly productive and grow your business faster. Join me over at TanessaShears.com/work with me. I'll see you there.